without any further ado, we have a few minutes left. Please welcome Dr. Paul. Thank you very much for coming and very much for the support. And sorry that we're so rushed, but we'll do our very best. I was in New Hampshire this morning, got up pretty early to get the first flight out, and it got canceled. So we had to hurry around. I got the last seat on Southwest in order to get me in here on time. But it worked out pretty well, a little bit late. But we had the meetup group a little earlier, and I didn't make the beginning of that. But my wife was here. She was here in time. Probably told more interesting things than I told anyway. So, but it is a real pleasure to have so many people come, and I'm hoping today that we will dispel the myth that there's only a couple dozen bloggers out there. Looks like there's more than a couple dozen in this room. So, but we'll see. I think we're making believers out of them. You know, a lot of the supporters, and I think justifiably, complain that we don't get a fair shake at the debates or a fair shake with the media, but we're doing better. I mean, a lot better. But I think we've earned our way, and nothing was given to us. Others, they get promoted by the media and they get it given to them, but we've earned it, and it's because of what you've done, and because of the support, and the numbers growing, the number of meetup groups, and the number of dollars that come in. I would like to think that everybody would be dedicated to the right thing, and it has nothing to do with the money. But money is necessary, and advertising and all that we have to do. But I'll tell you, it sure makes a difference as I walk around the halls of Congress these days about what's happening, because all of a sudden, a lot of people are talking to me now I've never talked to them. The strange thing is that they want to know, they think it's a technical problem. They don't think of it in philosophy. They don't know that we share something that we get enthusiastic about. They think, well, how do you do it? How can I get your list? They think that we had some operation where you go out and you pay these huge sums of money, and you rent lists and you start doing all this work. And the other amazing thing about all the fundraising, especially this past week, is that type of fundraising, if the conventional politician does it, they pay commissions on that. 10, 20, 30%. The professionals go out there and rake in the money from the special interests. Well, I like my special interests, individuals, and you. And we're still able to do quite well and very competitive, and it is getting the attention of a lot of people. And I get a lot of credit for it, and I think sometimes more than I deserve. I feel like sometimes I'm just the one that got to turn the switch on. People believed in this. It's a powerful message, and we've thought about it for years, and it's about time. And I think the time must be right. 12 months ago, I was still very pessimistic, and my wife and my friends and supporters like you did encourage me, and finally said, yes, there will be support. And I said, well, I don't know, but I'll give it a try. And to my surprise, there were a lot of you there just waiting, and a lot of young people who just grab hold of the message when they hear it, and that is very exciting too. But the spreading of a message is unbelievable, with the use of the internet. And I don't think anybody fully understands this. I don't think anybody in our campaign fully understands it. I talked to the gentleman that put, what was that date again? I remember I talked to him, and I'm not sure he understood the whole thing either, other than the fact that the message spread. It wasn't like he was able to call up his friends and all of a sudden get a lot of people to come send money. I mean, it's just sort of, I guess it's something like a viral thing on the internet. Something just sort of spreads, and the message spreads, and people join us. But what makes me feel good is that people will hear of one position I might have. Maybe it's this position on the war, like bring our troops home. The issue of personal liberty, that's a pretty good subject. There's a fair number of people who really would welcome the day when we don't have an IRS. One of issues, and even I am fascinated with the growing number of people who are interested in understanding the Federal Reserve System. Look at the internet, and very often people will come back, well, I don't agree with everyone, but wow, you've actually voted that way, you know, and you've been consistent. And that has a lot of value, I found out. Even though for 20 and 30 years since I've been doing this, you know, it didn't seem to matter. But now all of a sudden we sort of made this leap into the forefront. There's a difference. This week, anybody happen to see the hearings with Bernanke? I had a lot of calls, and I think I was on 3 news shows after that. And I thought, well, that's great, and I'm glad they're interested. But they almost said, you know, he's saying something, he's challenging, he's doing all this. I thought, I didn't do anything different than I did in 30 years. But all of a sudden, you give us credibility. The fact that there are more people and the money comes in, so credibility is built. And always the amazing thing, whether it was the third quarter fundraising or whether it was the fundraising this very week, not only do we raise the funds, most of the time the funds are put in the bank for future use. We don't even have to buy, you know, the media coverage. So that itself becomes the event. And then just think, I mean, the show that we have on Sunday and today CNN and all these other things, I probably did 40 interviews since Monday.
Wow.
So this, all of a sudden, how are you going to measure that? How can you put a value on that? I mean, it's millions and millions of dollars. How could we ever put a value on what you do as individuals? And how many signs you put up and how many times you go out and stand and wave and talk to people. I find one thing fascinating about the campaign. Not only am I delighted about freedom being popular and freedom bringing diversity together, people come together from all walks of life because we're not threatening to anybody. We just want to be left alone. And this to me is what is really exciting. Is that we bring people together, and under these conditions we can be very hopeful. So this is something I think we're on a cutting edge. I mean, really to understand what's going on. I don't think anybody knows how far it can go and how big it can go and how many people are out there, how many people are going to be converted. But all I can tell you, a lot more than I ever dreamed, and they're growing by leaps and bounds. And this to me is really fantastic.